Kicking off CES 2023, the Wireless Power Consortium, or WPC, the organization behind the standard of Qi, announced Qi 2, and in the press release, Apple themselves are name-dropped. Per the press release, Apple contributed significantly to the upcoming Qi 2 standard by basically giving the WPC the permissions and ability to use their MagSafe technology. This resulted in the Magnetic Power Profile, a standard that will be a part of Qi 2 certification for devices and wireless chargers. So, what does this all mean, and why could this turn MagSafe into something universally useful? Every wear on, say, phones is primarily a formula of two factors: charge cycles and heat, the former of which is a bit difficult to avoid. As you naturally use your device, you're going to have to charge it back up in order to continue using it. This natural life cycle of your phone over time gradually decreases the overall capacity of your device's battery, which is partially why your 2-year-old phone doesn't last as long as it did fresh out of the box. However, the other factor, heat, is a bit more easily avoided. While charging, the energy transfer into your battery results in an exothermic reaction, which is why your phone gets hot while charging. This heat can actually wear down your battery more, resulting in a similar effect as described earlier. This property is actually Samsung and Apple's arguments for why their phones generally charge slower than their competitors. The more rapidly you're transferring energy to the battery, the greater the heat buildup. And by reducing charging speed like Samsung and Apple do, you reduce the heat buildup, and therefore reduce the wear on the battery. With this in mind, wired charging is technically healthier than wireless charging for your device because of this function of heat. The primary issue of wireless charging is the heat buildup, which gets exacerbated by not having the charging coils on the charger and your device perfectly aligned. When this misalignment occurs, although charging is still happening, the energy that can't be transferred because of the misalignment gets lost as heat, creating more buildup near the battery. Put shortly, wireless charging is more heat, which we now know damages the battery more. This exact issue is what Qi 2's implementation of a magnetic profile aims to solve, or at the very least, mitigate. Qi 2 will be able to detect if the charging coils are perfectly aligned via magnets, and will bump up the charging speed, making things overall more efficient. However, if things aren't aligned, Qi 2 will throttle the charging speed, reducing the heat and therefore wear on the battery. To solve this issue, MagSafe is the perfect technology for the job. And as for why Apple gave their technology to their competitors, it's because the European Union is forcing devices with a charging port to be USB-C. One way around this is to just not include a charging port on their devices, specifically iPhones. So by making sure the next gen of wireless charging technology is up to their standards, Apple can sell you a portless phone while claiming there's no net loss, because Tim Cook would rather die and turn over in his grave before putting USB-C on iPhone. But you know who else is having a meltdown due to power? Nvidia. Check out our video here to see what's going on, and I'll see you in the next one.